I'm hearing that things are looking pretty good for you. I got to believe that leading up to the closing of the polls at 8 o'clock, you're feeling pretty good about where you're at right now?
Well, we've been looking at what's been happening across the country, and almost every challenge race that was sort of at the top 50 has gone Republican so far. It's still early. Our polls still aren't closed, but you have to be optimistic.
Well, what do you think are some of the things that that has kind of catapulted you into this position that you're in right now, especially against the Democratic incumbent?
Well, I think what we're seeing tonight is, particularly in Arizona and Congressional District 5, is a lot of the voters this year heard our message. When we were talking about lower taxes, less government, more jobs, and focusing on the economic growth issue that we desperately need in this community, it has resonated with voters.
Well, hopefully this doesn't come as a convoluted type of question, David, but how much of this is knowing that this congressional district, primarily Republican, we have an incumbent that is Democrat. We also have a Democratic president right now. So with all of those things in mind, how much of that is actually to your credit? How much of it is actually to...
It's a brilliant question, and the fact of the matter is one of those we'll never really know, because a lot of it will have nothing to do with, hey, we thought Schweikert was terrific. The fact of the matter is a lot of it is frustration with the president. Some of it's the frustration with Congressman Mitchell's votes, and some of it hopefully is the message we put out in the community. But it all comes together, and that's called a campaign.
As far as jobs, border security, those are some of the hot button issues that have been in the forefront. How do you expect to convey those messages to the voters, make them understand that you're going to be able to have some significant input as to what happens here with the economy within the next 2 years as we look forward to the next presidential election?
I think the way you convey that to the voters is action. Less words, more action. Get off your fanny, get to Washington, and start fixing things instead of more rhetoric. I'm tired of everyone talking all the time and doing so little. It's time we go get some things done.
Well, those are obviously some very strong words.